views.
Well,
So I would encourage you to go back and look at the testimony this committee's heard. We're talking about something that can export millions of jobs out of our economy, out of our country, and testimony's been given just to those numbers. And so we're talking about a serious consequence that there would be on this country. The carbon would be emitted, but it would be emitted in China and India, and the jobs would go to China and India.
Man-made global warming pollution causes global warming.
It's my understanding that back in 1997, when you were vice president, Enron's CEO, Ken Lay, was involved in discussions with you at the White House about helping develop this type of policy, this trading scheme. And is that accurate? Is it inaccurate? It's been reported.
I don't know, but I met with Ken Lay, as lots of people did, before anybody knew that he was a
right, and clearly.
You ever remember back in grade school when kids used to get in trouble and they started stuttering? Oh man, good morning. Oh boy, I'm having some fun today. I finally sat down and watched. Somebody sent me Frankenskies long time ago. And I never had a chance to watch it. I finally had a chance to watch it. OMG. OMG, people. People, GMOOMG. Oh my goodness. Y'all remember Wanda? Oh my goodness. So I watched the documentary. I just have one question to ask. Would somebody answer this question for me? Because the weather is broken all over the colony. Colonials reporting in all over the world. The weather ain't working right. The water ain't falling when it's supposed to. It ain't draining when it's supposed to. The water's going up. Just problems are just happening all over this planet. The weather broken. Somebody broke the weather. You know, when I used to come home, back when my kids were younger, I used to come home and somebody, you know, there's a vase on the floor in the living room. It's all busted up, just shards of glass everywhere. And got 3 kids sitting on the table like they don't see it. There's one sitting, you know, we're doing his homework. The other's on the sofa pretending he's asleep. The other just playing with the blocks in the corner. Like nobody sees the vase. The vase is on the floor, it's busted all up. Just glass everywhere. Nobody sees it but me. So anyway, so you go through all the lies. Everybody, because I didn't see, oh, is the vase broken, Daddy? How did the vase get broken? Oh my goodness, I didn't even see it, Daddy. And you get down to that formal question, you ask the question, well, who touched it last? Just answer that question. Don't make up no more lies for me. Answer the question, who touched it last? In a universe, in a world where things tend to work how they're supposed to, in some sort of chaotic harmony, all of this stuff works together, and it's been working together for billions of years until somebody with these big heads got here and figured they could change everything. So my question is, if the weather is broken all over the colonies, if it ain't working right, people dying, murder, wars being started over, does anybody, who touched it last? Who was touching with the weather? Who was anybody doing this? Is it reports anywhere? Does anybody have any Freedom of Information Act for us dummy colonials? Was any of the colonial leaders doing this to the weather? You want to blame somebody? You know, it's funny. All right. Oh my God, y'all just red-handed. Y'all red-handed. You got caught red-handed. The brother who did Frankenskies, he done shut y'all down. This is another young brother, did the research, came back, Project Popeye to, or Project, was it Cloud Storm or Cloud Seed? I don't know, I'm gonna make something up. Project Kill All the Dumb Colonial, because they too dumb to realize what aluminum does to their plants, and all their food comes from the plants, and pizza ain't a vegetable. You gotta say this stuff, because people, they forget. All them projects, man. All right, so anyway, I posted it. If y'all haven't seen it, I am going to encourage you to watch Frankenskies. Please watch the rest of Frank. I'm gonna let him finish stuttering. Hold on, wait.
You can see why so many of us are concerned about turning over this country's
I didn't
energy
know him well enough
economy.
to call him Kenny Boy.
You knew him well enough to help devise this trading scheme. And obviously, we know what Enron and these big guys on Wall Street like Goldman Sachs, and I know you've got interest with Goldman Sachs.
No.
These people, well, that's been reported. Is that not accurate?
No, I wish I did.
I'm saying that there are going to be big winners and big losers in this bill. And I think that should be noted, that companies like Enron helped come up with this trading scheme that would
Enron.
I don't know if this is true or not, that some scientists are trying to figure out a way to block the sun to try to slow down global warming.
Yeah, it's a measure of the feeling of desperation that some of them feel.
Are they really thinking they could do that?
Well, some of them are seriously proposing, and I think it's completely nuts.
Yeah.
You know, you put another kind of pollution, sulfur dioxide, up to orbit, cover the atmosphere. The sky won't be really blue in the way it is now anymore, but it would block out some of the sun's heat so that we wouldn't have to take the difficult steps to stop spewing all this global warming pollution into the atmosphere. And of course, there are a lot of problems with what they're proposing.
You could actually...
I'm gonna stop there. You know what? So, oh my gosh, I'm sitting here today. Yeah, you know, somebody put it on blast. Who's that? Sissy, you telling the secrets, girl. Stop telling the secrets. Already telling the secrets. Let me get rid of this little video behind me. I'm coming to y'all today from the beautiful skies, the beautiful skyline of Project HARP. Y'all know what HARP is. HARP was one of the late-term weather modification programs we were involved in. There have been more than 100. We have always been trying to change the weather. It was Lyndon B. Johnson, President of the United States, who said, what'd he say? I'm gonna mess up the quote, but he said something like, "Thou who controlleth the weather and starve people in Yemen." No, he didn't say that. He kind of said it. He said, "Thou who controlleth the weather, control the world." And it's a good thing that we don't know no governments trying to control the world. It's a good thing, y'all, because we'd be in big trouble if we did. If there was any government trying to control the world, y'all, the colonies would be in trouble. Good things we don't have that. So anyway, let me see who we got this morning before we start having some fun with the 1%. Who we got at the top? Brother Stephen, good morning. And Allison, Georgia, Elaine, Buddha cat in the snow. I'm not gonna say nothing, Buddha. I'm not gonna put you on blast, girl. I had to thank you, Buddha. You done gave me some laugh for yesterday. Yesterday I needed a laugh, y'all. My slave cell phone broke. I was kind of sad down on my day. And then a snowstorm happened. It's just, don't worry, it's an inside thing. Snowstorm happened, Buddha came, and I was laughing, crying my heart. You gotta have funny friends. Otherwise, the end of the world is gonna suck if you don't have no funny friends, y'all. Get some funny friends. Anyway, good morning. Brother Tony in the house, Brother Michael, GMO, OMG. It's all the same thing. Brother, like Michael, let me show you something. Look, Michael, let me show you. I got this background. OMG, it's all Franken something. Everything is Franken something. Every time you look up, Brother Michael, somebody trying to touch something. Somebody trying to fix something. Somebody break something and then try to fix something. They get your money to pay for it. OMG GMO. I think that was a documentary a long time ago. And Brother Augustine, we got to get people to stop playing with stuff, y'all. Diana's in the house, and Suzanne, and who else we got? Rebecca, all kind of people. Sissy in the house. Brother Braden's in the house. Georgia, Brother Walt. Okay, we got a quorum. Jimmy is down there. I see a whole bunch of people. All right, let me go down to the bottom. Whole bunch of y'all this morning. Even Deborah came through the door. All right, Lynn, late as usual, girl. You need to get you a slave alarm clock. Get up on time. We're going to talk about Franken this morning. Franken every damn thing. Because you know what? I think it's all the same thing, y'all. You know how my mind works. Well, first of all, let's do this. If you have not seen the documentary for Franken Skies, you need to watch it. All right, because that no longer is on the conspiracy list. This government has been modifying the weather going back since the very beginning. They've been trying to do it. Every president, project after project after project. They started with dry ice. They went over to radio was it radiological dust, and they went over to biological and chemical in Vietnam and Project Popeye, and they've been doing this stuff in Project HARP. They have been trying their hardest for probably 100 damn years to modify the weather, because if you control the weather, you control the world. And great examples, Iran as an example. Iran can't get no rain. Why can't Iran get rain? Because somebody messing with the weather. And what happens when you have no rain? It means you have no crops, you have no food, you must import your food. It means you're not spending your money on your military budget. And do we know anybody that's trying to invade Iran? Do we know anybody that doesn't like Iran? Do we know anybody that would benefit from Iran getting pissed off and saying, I don't know the president of Iran's name, but when he came on TV, and what did he say? He said, America messing with the weather. Leave the weather alone. Y'all messing with the weather. You're sucking the water out the clouds. A president of a nation said that. I believe presidents only lie to their people. Right? Every time, I know y'all, my Trump friends get mad at me, but every time Trump come on the TV, he's talking to me, he lying. Every time Obama came on the TV, he had something to say to me, he's lying. But when he says something to Russia, he's going to tell the truth. When he can sell something to the Chinese citizens, he'll tell the truth. When Putin is talking to me, he's telling the truth. But when Putin is talking to his people, he lying his butt off. That's just how this works. President of Iran put him on blast. So logically, let's think through this. Because I know I got some people, they be like, chemtrails not real, chemtrails. First of all, I'm not a specialist. I can't tell you the difference between a chemtrail or a chemtrail. I can tell you that the sky don't look how it's supposed to. I'm not that bright. The sky does not look how it's supposed to. And there are a lot of educated people who can tell you there's a difference between something being sprayed. And you know what? A lot of those people live in Vietnam. Because if you ever question the long-term effects of these Franken projects of doing something that we're not supposed to be doing, you look at the kids who are coming out still deformed today from what America sprayed all over their country, that America refuses to admit that they did, because they still damn doing it. That's why they're not going to admit to it, because they're still doing it. They're just doing it to us. So that was a long one. That was a long intro. I don't know how I got there, but I think this freaking idea's got to stop with the food, with the spraying, with the medicines, the synthetic drugs, the vaccines, all of this stuff. It's all the same, y'all. It's all the same. We don't know the truth of what our governments are ever up to. And so they can do anything they want to us at any time they want to us. And we can't stop it because we don't even know what we're doing. Mainly because we got some people sitting in the background like, it's not real. They're in the background like this. It's not real. I don't see nothing. And no, they don't close their mouth. They just close their ears and their eyes. They don't see nothing. Conspiracy. And this is why I think it is. I think it's because how we talk to people. I think we gotta start talking to people from a defensive perspective. Stop being offensive. Stop going out and saying that you know the facts. We don't know any of the facts. Everything is a lie. We don't know nothing. But what we do know, let me show you a picture. Hold on, let me show you this. What we do know is how the human body works. Uh-oh, no, I did it wrong. I think I did it wrong. I messed up. Hold on, let me try that again. What we do know, how the human body works, it's a fine-tuned machine. It works on the things that are supposed to be in it. It works on the things that have been in it for damn near 100 million years. It does not work well when you put something in it that's not supposed to be in it. Like aluminum, like mercury, right? And some of y'all like to ready to defend vaccines. No, stop. We talking chemtrails. They have multiple ways of getting vaccines, mercury, metals in your body. Pay attention. Sick people can't do anything against the people who run their colonies. They can't, because if you're sick, you need all kind of help and support and food and water and all other synthetic chemical drugs. When you put aluminum in the body, there are enough studies on this, right? Let's put this one to bed. There are enough studies, but when you put aluminum in the human body, it can create autism. It can create dementia. It can create Alzheimer's. And which are the illnesses that are on the rise? Which ones? Yes, those three are on the rise. In fact, they say in Australia, one in, what is it? It is the third leading cause of death is dementia. They're spraying this stuff all over the world. It's in the water, it's in the food, it's in the vaccines. You got to get to a point where you understand, but don't understand to not debate these things that we know the facts. Autism is caused by aluminum. That's a lie. We don't know that. We don't know that. What we do know is if you have enough aluminum at the right times, you will get autism. If you have enough aluminum in your body in the right times, you will get Alzheimer's. If you have enough aluminum in your body at the right time, a lot of bad things going to happen. So here's a dumb idea. I don't know. What do you think? What if we don't put aluminum in things? Maybe. Maybe we ban aluminum dust. Maybe we don't. Let me go back to another picture. Because Frank and everything, I think you get to a problem when you always approach things from a we know perspective. I think we need to approach it from we don't know, but what we will do is we will ban you from doing these things. And this is Operation Popeye. This is what they did. They sprayed biological, chemical, and radioactive dust on the people of Vietnam. Why? Because they had some minerals that they wanted. They had something, there was a profit project that was going on in Vietnam. And so they did this to those people who still are affected by it today. So the debate that people like to have with this is that, well, they wouldn't do that to us. It's our government. It's the French government. It's the American government. They love me. They would never do this. I agree. I do. I'm gonna think about this. Let me sip this little. I agree. I don't think, because their kids live here too. I agree. If they weren't stupid, if they weren't dumb as a bag of bricks, if they weren't bought and paid for. I agree. I agree that they wouldn't do that unless it was the job. If the job is taking money and doing what corporations request or demand of government to do, they will do it. But you know what? You can get an indicator for if that's actually what's happening, because they would try to protect their children. They would try to protect their future. They would do things like build massive holes in the ground. They put these things underground called bunkers. So if they actually are doing retarded things like this to their own people, well, you know what? You would see an example of it. And do we not spend trillions of dollars every year on building massive bunkers for the big business corporation CEO owners and our government? Continuity of government, they like to call it. Continuity. Because we can't exist if we don't have a government that controls us and tells everybody what the hell to do. And I think we shouldn't have continuity of government. I think we should have continuity of human life. I think, in fact, if anything, y'all know how the captain would be the last to go down with the ship? You know how when the captain's in charge, he's the first. When you're tromping through the jungle and you got the tour guide, he's the leader. Who's the first to take on a gorilla? Who is the first to put himself in front of the cougar? Who is the first to make sure that he fights off the monkey so the people on the tour don't get hurt? And we got it all reversed. So I think government should put themselves first. I think we need continuity of the human race. I don't think we need continuity of government. But I got some strange beliefs anyway. I kind of feel that, I was thinking about something this morning. I kind of feel this. If every government since the history of the human race have all killed innocent, unarmed people, if they've all murdered them, I like the word murder better because kill doesn't have the same effect. When you hear the word murder, I like murder better. If every government has been involved in democide, murdering their own citizens, would it not be a stretch to say one of the significant roles of government is to murder its citizens? Is it not a stretch to say that this whole concept of government has a systematic requirement, an institutional significant demand to have to murder its own people? Sorry, I'm gonna do this. I'm off and going. I know I'm probably getting cussed out, man. See, I'm gonna look at some of the comments, but this is what I think. I think that all of these things are experimental, and I think if you are an educated, intellectual person who uses critical thought, you won't jump every time you see somebody in a lab coat. You won't jump in praise every time somebody with a pen that says Congress or Prime Minister. I think you will question everything. I think you will be smart enough to understand that all these politicians are bought and paid for by the biggest corporations in the world, as well as the scientists who work for those corporations are doing a job. They got to buy a car. They got to put their little baby girl through soccer. She needs some shoes. They got to pay their mortgage. They have to do these things, and they omit certain critical pieces of information in order to get that paycheck, which does not make them scientists. It makes them corporate employees. So don't trust the science, question every damn thing, and especially the science. So the only critique though I have of the documentary, it's a good documentary, y'all. Watch Frankenskies. I think that I posted a link. Yeah, I did. I posted a link. The only critique I have of it, I was listening to the brother in an interview and someone asked him a question. Someone called in and asked him a question about autism. Asked him a question. Said, well, I had autism at birth. I had autism at birth. So how are you going to tell me Franken Foods and Franken Spraying and Franken Skies called it? I had it at birth. Got to make sure you have the right answers when people ask significant questions. We know that through epigenetics, there is transgenerational handing down of gene expression, right? If mom is breathing in the chemtrails, if mom is eating the GMO foods drenched in aluminum drenched plants, because Monsanto has the patent for the seeds to grow plants that grow in conditions of high aluminum, it will get handed down. The genetics will get handed down. They saw that in mice. We know how all of this works. But this is why you got to have the right answers. If you don't have the quick answer, then I think people get led astray. And it kind of sounds like conspiracy might kind of sort of be. You got to be, to a degree, you have to be a scientist. You have to answer the question. It's very simply, aluminum in the brain causes autism. We know that. Doesn't happen all the time, but we know it can happen. Therefore, aluminum cannot be sprayed in the sky. It cannot be in the waters. It can't be on the food. Government can't be anywhere near. That's my stance. Let me look down at some comments. I was going to talk about the news. I don't know where it's going to go. I was looking at the documentary. I got all excited. I was like, man, they done caught him. They done caught him red-handed. Weather modification is completely off of the conspiracy list. It is not a conspiracy. They've been trying to do it for a very long time. And this idea that finally now they got the money, they got the climate change narrative, right? Let's be honest. They didn't have the support for this stuff before, but they hijacked the whole climate change narrative. They have the money and the power and the people who are screaming climate change to do whatever they want. And it's not to say the climate's not changing. You know me, I agree. The climate is changing. The difference is they don't want to change the borders, which brings down another reason for weather modification. If you don't want your cattle leaving your borders, if you've got this whole world order, world colonized order where everybody lives in these particular borders and the climate changes in your area, now you don't have a prosperous abundance America or whatever country you live in, then yeah, you're going to have to try to change the weather. Because how did we always deal with climate change when we were hunter-gatherers? If we just walk away. Damn it, it's a drought. Let's go over there. Okay, Butu and Gawa, let's go. And we'd walk that way. But they don't want you to do that. They don't want to do that. Why? Because another king lives over in that land. That's his borders. They want to keep control. And so it makes perfectly good sense that they will fight and figure out how to modify the weather to use it for warfare, but also to try to keep their country prosperous by it rain and continue to rain and not entering into drought conditions where you got to import almost all of your damn food. And then there's the other side effect of making your people sick. That's just, I think, a sideline bonus. Now they got to buy the pharmaceutical drugs, the pharmaceutical can buy the politicians. But anyway, let me see. I could be a conspiracy theorist. I could be out of my damn mind. Y'all tell me. I'm look at some comments and see what y'all saying. All right, let's do this, brother Steven. Yeah, we got to do this, man. Put our blank down, said the earth. Put Georgia, girl, I can't say that. You know me. I don't cuss. I do my best not to say them words. But you know what? But with your planet comment, the planet always will be fine. The planet knows what it's doing. It always has. The idea that the planet is broken or the weather is broken is a ridiculous concept. The climate is supposed to change. It always does. It brings about gene expression in animals and plants in the environment and microbiology. And this is that metastasis that has to happen. Things got to change. The idea that we're smart enough to change it, or we're smart enough to, it's stupid. Like, but even think about the concept of what this moron just said. That we're going to, climate change was caused by human pollution. So we're going to fix it with some more human pollution. Think about that. Think about, chew on that for a minute. Climate change is a pollution problem. CO2 pollution, whatever you want to go with it. So we're going to fix it by polluting it with aluminum and other chemicals and minerals and mercury and dust, spraying it all over the air. All right. If they were truly smart, they would have never told anything about it. Yeah, Jeannie, I think if they were truly that sneaky, I don't think they're that sneaky. I think they're dumb. I do. And I think that's our way out. I think these people are stupid. I think that they're paid to do these jobs. We can see through the cracks, and we got to call them out on the cracks. USA, Israel, and Saudi Arabia. Yes, see, and this is what they're always doing. They're always trying to get us into war. But see, the neat thing about a weather war is you can go like this, put your hands up. Like, I didn't do it. Who did it? Who touched the weather? Somebody touched the weather. What the hell's happening? Oh, my goodness, a drought in Yemen. Why is this happening? Oh, maybe we got to go over there and help them. They cause the problems. And then they go and try and solve the problems with some guns, which I'm not going to get into guns, but I found it interesting that yesterday I got a pop-up. The pop-up said, what did it say? It said active shooter in California. I'm like, that's not news. Why are you telling me? Don't pop that up on me. I don't want to see that. I got family. I have loved ones in California, but I don't want to see that. It's active shooters everywhere around the world every damn day. And but I want to know where the most active shooters are. You know where the most active shooters are? They're in the countries we're invading. They're in the countries you just listed. They're in the countries where we're trying to murder them and steal their resources. They're in the countries that are fighting against the colonizing monoculture model. That's what I want to know. How many active shooters are over there? Because what happens is they take them fully automatic weapons and they send them over there, give them the 13-year-old kids, and they make them active shooters. And if they won't, they'll send the drones, the bombs, the guns, and our military over there and make them actively shoot back. So don't tell me, I don't do selective actor shooterism. Get the pop up. All my friends are safe, and I'm glad I got the pop up. All my friends are safe because Facebook does the pop up. Your friends are safe over here. Your friends are safe in the shooting in California. Your friends are safe. Are my friends in the military safe? Are my friends and my cousins who've had fighting off the military, are they safe? I want to see pop ups all day of all the people around the world, all 7 billion people. Are they safe from profit? That's what I want to know. I don't want to really know if they're safe from people who are mentally ill. Mentally ill people are systemic to the environment because somebody's spraying aluminum. Let me go back to the other picture. Okay, mental illness is an epidemic. I wonder why. Maybe somebody's trying to change the weather. Who touched it last? Who touched it? Good documentary. Frank Skies, you got to watch it. Elite rulers speaking through their colorful puppets. Yes, Mary, which is why you can't get lost in who the president is, who the congressman, who the politician are. They're all useless. They're all just doing their job. Their job is to lie to you, get you excited, and get you to go fight with your other poor neighbor about something that you don't know nothing about. And too many of us are doing it. We got to stop doing that. Pansies need correct water, Steve hit me with the pansies. Yes, pansies need water, man. They need water. This is why, listen, I'm a greenhouse grower, Steve. That's why I don't play. I look up at the sky, and let me show you a picture. Hold on. Let me show you a picture. Let me show you this. I look up at the sky, and I see things that don't make sense to me, right? And I don't do debates. I believe in safety, right? If half my friends saying they're spraying chemicals on you, and the other half of my friends say they ain't spraying chemicals on you, I'm gonna grow my plants in a greenhouse. I don't take risks. It's called risk management. Why in the world would I even take a chance on that? If you say that they're spraying stuff, and I know that these affect my plants and my pansies and my plants, I'm growing in a greenhouse. You have to be sustainable. But this is going off the grid. This is what Brother Braden talks about all the time. Go off the grid. Go off the growing grid too. Greenhouse plastic is very cheap. You can grow your whole garden in the greenhouse and get it away from this crap. The less aluminum you have in your soil, the healthier your plants will be. And the other thing is you want a diverse colony of microbiology. This is why I talk about Elaine Ingham and the Soil Food Web. Good book. You should read it. It explains that the microbiology break this crap down. This is the other understanding. Man is not that smart. He's not. He's not, y'all. He's not. He's 98% monkey. He's 98, the worst percent, the dumbest parts of the monkey. That's a man. The other 2% came from the aliens, but that's another whole discussion. We're not talking about that today. Man is not that smart to do anything to this planet the planet can't undo. The problem is we die while it's trying to undo it. If you have a good garden growing, a good diverse colony of microbiology, it will break down that aluminum in time. But you want to shield your garden from it. So yeah, pardon Assange, Lynn said, yeah, well, they're not going to pardon Assange. They're not going to do that. I think, but you know what? I think Assange, Lynn, I think he did his job. I think he came out, he told the truth, he did his whistleblowing. And after you do that, they co-opt you. Same thing, I think Bernie. I think Bernie came out, did his job, told the truth, then they co-opted him. I think Obama came out, told his job about the corruption, wanted to legalize marijuana, and then they co-opted him. I think Trump came out. Yeah, I think he did too. I think he did yell the deep state, chemtrails, vaccines. He yelled all the good stuff. And then they co-opted him. And if they don't co-opt you, they just murder you. So, but I think you have to be accepting of how evil this world actually is. Not that these are bad people, but that money is this evil thing. And people will do anything for it. The worst evils on this planet are done for money. What else you got? When I watch movies and TV series, I always look for chemtrails in the sky, and I always find them. They can't even shoot around them anymore. Yeah, I agree with you. I look up, and the sky does not look like it did when we were kids. Don't use aluminum foil to make tinfoil hats. Whoa, hang on, Lynn. Hold on, stop. I need my tinfoil hat, Lynn. I don't know what you're talking about. You don't. Hey, stop with that fake news. I can't have these people in my brain. So you're gonna have to come up with something that's better than tinfoil, because I got my hats at home. I put them on, girl. I ain't playing. You need to come up with another different type of material, you know, but I use it on my head, protect my head from the brain, because I don't know what to believe. Half the time with 5G, 4G, 7G, they're always doing something dumb, spraying. And now we know that there's a wave reaction. Your cells have a reaction to the frequency and the wavelengths of Wi-Fi and all this crap they got going. Lynn, you gotta do something. You gotta tell me something, because I ain't giving up my tinfoil. Now, spraying aluminum, that's a whole different question. Let me see. What more proof do people need? It's all right there in front of our faces. It is, Jeannie, but people are scared. That's why I say let's call it what it is. People are scared. They are scared to death. They don't want to admit it. They're grown folks with pants and big muscles, and they look like adults, but they're not. They're kids shaking in their boots. And so when the evilest people on the planet show up, let me show you this. They show up and they convince them they're going to protect them from Frankenstein. Because this is how it goes, right? The evil scientists will show up. There's a Frankenstein on the loose, and we need to be protected from it. Climate change is a problem, you know. And only that, I think the smart person is, well, wait a minute. Who touched the climate? Has somebody been touching it? Somebody put their finger in his booty? Who been messing with the climate? They don't ask that question. Same thing with the Frankenstein. There's a Frankenstein on the loose, running through the city, murder, death, kill, rape, killing, just murdering, bombing people. Oh yeah? Huh, that's bad. Who made him? Where he come from? Because he always come from the people who show up to protect it. This is an old narrative. You remember this? This was what the mafia did, right? The mafia come and they send the people coming, it's breaking windows in your fly shop, the candy shop, throwing candy everywhere, just eat candy, throwing it at you, spitting it. And then Vinny the Nose come back later like, hey, whoa, what happened here? Oh my goodness. I tell you what, I got to change my voice. Tell you what. I hear Brother Harsh do his voices. I'll protect you. I'll protect you. All you got to do is give me 10% of all your earnings. I don't know. That was like country western Italian. I don't know what that was. It was not New York. But anyway, but it's the same thing. They manufacture crisis and they get dumb people to, not dumb people. I'm sorry. I know. Sometimes coffee does. They get people who are really scared of the problem agreeing with a side effect fix, because they never drill down to the actual root cause. And we got to drill down to the actual root cause. My question on climate change, who touched it? If you broke it, you have no voice in its fix. That's all I'm saying, because you have the ability to not only lie to me and hide things from me, but you have a plan. That conspiracy is not a conspiracy. It's actually a project. I don't want your project to go through fruition. So if you're the American government, you've been modifying the weather going back almost 100 years trying to figure out how to do it. I don't want your solution. Whatever your solution is, I don't want it. I don't want nothing to do with it. If your solution is spray something out of planes, I don't hear nothing about it. If your solution is to have these HARP, like, let's go back to the HARP. Let's go back. Hold on. If your solution is this, I don't want none of it, right? But the reality is they shut this down. Why did they shut down HARP? So because they found out how dangerous it was, and our government loves us. They want to protect us. They're not going to mess with something that they don't understand if it's going to hurt us. No, that's not what happened. Technology does what it does, y'all. They realize, damn it, wow, we don't need 4 acres of antennas to do this anymore. We can do this from a little microcontroller. We can do this from a ship. We can do this. Y'all remember that Google ship who showed up in California? I know, I can start a conspiracy around that. I'm not saying that's a HARP ship, but I'm just saying that they don't need 4 acres of antennas anymore. Micro technology has come along, and of course they can do radio waves from significantly smaller antennas. Now they might still need the same radius, but technology changes. So they shut it down not to protect you. They shut it down because it's obsolete. But the idea that America gave up, that and it's not America, I keep saying America, but the idea that colonizers gave up on modifying weather of their colonies and controlling the people who live in these colonies, the idea that they gave up that weapon, that's not anything I'm not interested in that. My logic does not work that way. My logic does not go there. So let me keep going. Let me get down to the bottom. Yes, thank you, Betty. Geoengineeringwatch.org. And that's a good site. I think that's is that Dane's site? Dane has a good site you can look into. And so the neat thing about today is we have the internet, which is why I don't think they were ready for it. You can put anyone who like comes up and they start denying this stuff, you can just point them to the facts, just point them over there. Oh, I see Ty in the room. Go do your research. Oh, yeah, did y'all hear Ty yesterday? Always got me laughing. What did Ty say yesterday? Ty said, no, go read the book. You didn't read the book. Go read it. Do your research. Do your homework. Go read it now. Right now. Log off right now. Go read it now. Go read it now. Send people the link. Don't debate with them, right? Don't debate. That was the other thing. And I forgot the guy's name who made Frankenstein, but someone asked him another question, and he said, well, you said that aluminum causes autism. You stop right, you know, stop right there. Whoa. I didn't say that. When did I say that? I never said that. I repeated what the scientists who did the studies that you can find on PubMed and all over the internet said. You if you want to, don't debate me like you're a microbiologist, a physicist, a doctor, and don't debate me like I'm any of those things either, because I'm not. We live in a time where we have enough people who are professionals who don't get paid the big dollars working in these corporations who are questioning these things, and they're putting forward the research. Let the research stand on its own. You don't need to debate these people. You don't. And why would you want to? Like, why do you want to debate with someone who's convinced themselves that the government is there to help them, that the government love them, and the government want to take care of them? Why would you want to debate anybody like that? Why would you want to debate anybody who picks their boogers and eat it too? Why would you do that? Don't do that. You're going to waste your time. Just send a link. Give them the link for the facts, the research. Let them go do their own studies. Here's the link. Thank you, Mary. Dropping links. We set up our own lab and make sure we know what's in the air, water, and soil. Yes, Braden. And we also can use the, there are a lot of independent labs you can use now. All you got to do is send your soil samples or your water samples to those labs, and they'll tell you the aluminum content. It's easy. And my understanding from the research I saw, sometimes it comes back very high, sometimes it comes back very low. But the point is, it should never come back very high. And that kind of walks us down this road of precaution, right? It's all about precaution. Ooh, somebody just posted. Who said that? Who said pick and gold? Who was that? Lynn. Oh, Lynn, I know where you're going. I don't know. This is where you're going? I'm going to think about this. So you talk about ancient archaeology, right? Let's talk about the Sumerians, right? You know, y'all say that, what was his name? Zacharias Sitchin. One of his reasons, he said, oh, well, his translation was wrong. He translated Sumerian text wrong. He just made no damn sense. Why the hell would the Anunnaki come here for gold dust? That makes no damn sense. Then you look back at history and you look and you find all the ancient gold mines all over Africa. People were mining gold before people even had shovels and picks. And then you look at this whole geoengineering, like what's the whole point of it? Like the universities who put forward these studies that, yes, the geostorm, we're gonna stop it and we're gonna save the world by spraying metallic dust in the sky. How in the hell did Zachariah Sitchin know? How in the hell would the Sumerians know that gold dust in the sky would have any benefit in terms of reflecting sun and fighting weather, climate, regular change? How would they even know that that's the case? It's because there's a lot more ancient history than we actually know. Interesting stuff. But like I said, I like corroborating information. When ancient sayings, ancient archaeology, people find things, say things, they translate text, and it kind of makes some sense with what modern science is saying. Somebody knew something they weren't supposed to know. Somebody said something they weren't supposed to say. Let me see. Brother Adam, I think the facility is still still in us. Still in use here in Alaska. Adam, you know what? It could be. I don't know. I mean, how would we know? We wouldn't really even know. It's possible. Possible. I think, though, that by the time this stuff makes mainstream, I think that they shut it down and they'll use a higher type of technology elsewhere. I think this was probably a place where they did their testing, their studies, their research. They realized it worked, and then they deployed it into places where it could do more damage, right? Because the way what do they use it for? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but what they're using it for is to create this electromagnetic pressure in the upper atmosphere, which actually alters the jet stream. Right. So what you would need to do is, you don't want to just alter the jet stream from that spot in Alaska that affects America. You'd want to be able to put that on a ship. You would want it to be mobile. You would want to send it somewhere in the ocean. If you wanted to invade, I don't know, let's say Iran. You wanted to invade Iran, or you wanted to starve 20 million people in Yemen. You wanted to bring about drought conditions with your enemies. All you got to do is put it out in the ocean. And then you can alter the jet stream specifically from specific points to affect specific countries, right? You got to weaponize it. And from my understanding, HAARP, where it is, you really can't weaponize it as much as you need to. You need to be able to pick and choose which countries you want to cause problems with. Yes, Dane Wigington. Yes, he is the best. Love him to death. Public statements for corporations are lies or obfuscation by definition. Well, Ty, so... At what point, somebody answer this question, at what point do we stop believing these corporations? At what point do we stop believing these governments? At what point do we stop believing people who always lie to us, that have been proven to be lying to us time after time after time after time after? When do we stop repeating their narratives? I can't see who said it. Somebody said Sitchin is wrong. I don't care nothing about that. All I'm asking is the question, is what Sitchin said against what the 1% want to do? That's all I want to know. If what he said in that is always something deeper happening on this planet than what we're allowed to know, that the kings are always up to something, they're always trying to get us mine some minerals or murder, kill people for minerals or resources, I'm good with whatever he has to say. My issue is not with Sitchin. My issue is not with trying to prove somebody right or wrong. My issue is with the colonizers that run this damn planet, that's forcing humanity to go off grid and to try to become sustainable again. So it's like flat earth. Same thing with flat earth. I know we get into this discussion a lot. I'm good with flat earth. I love it. I love it. I post it. People send me stuff and I look at it. First, I don't know that I believe it, but I also know that my ashy butt ain't never been off the planet. Ain't never been. I don't think of it. Well, I kind of do want to. But what's her name won't return my calls. The dude that's trying to go to Mars, he won't return my calls and my texts. So I'm probably gonna stay on the planet. So I really don't know. But my point is, I don't have anything wrong with flat earthers. Why do I want to fight with them? What they do to me? Can I get some street credit for making them seem like they're wrong? Can I get some ego points? Do I get some likes for like trying to shut down somebody who's saying something that I actually have never personally experienced or seen? Why would I do that? Ego. That's why I have no interest in shutting down anybody. I have no interest in shutting down Sitchin, no interest in flat earth. These are other poor people. Like we said, don't fight the poor people, fight the power people. Stay focused. Stay focused. People say stuff you don't agree with. All right, listen, you're not my enemy. Why am I gonna fight you? I don't want to fight you. I'm gonna fight the people who already dedicated to be my enemy. The people modifying the weather. The people modifying the weather hate me. They hate you. They hate your children. They want to control us, or they want us dead. That's what's most important to me. That's why I'm not a debater. I don't debate. You want to debate about poor people and what we can take from poor people right or wrong? Not that guy. I don't care nothing about that. What I care about is making sure people are okay, making sure people know how to grow food, making sure people know how to harvest water, make sure people know how to take care of themselves, and also make sure people stop lining up with stuff like empowering the kings and the lords to tell us what to do about climate change. That doesn't make any damn sense. They broke the climate. How do I know they broke it? Because they last one to touch it. They touched it, they broke it. I came in the house, it's dishes and the climate all over the damn ground. Drought and water going up and all kind of problems happen. Broken pieces everywhere and the 1% fingerprints all over. America got fingerprints all. That's all I need to know. Y'all touched it last. If you touched it last, you did it. You did it. You shouldn't have been touching it. And so now it's time for us to take secrecy from our government. People always ask what you do. Take secrecy from your government. They're not allowed to have secrets anymore. These big corporations can't have secrets. They're playing with things that can destroy this planet. If you watch a documentary, they'll talk about how the climate change fighting group, forgot their name, call them CCFG, whatever they call it. Damn it, they got an acronym. Everybody got an acronym. I hate the alphabet. It's not just because I can't spell, I hate the alphabet. But they all got these groups of their own regimes. They don't report to any governments. They can do whatever the hell they want when they want. They can kill you on accident. Not that they want to. I think they want to control you and farm you. It's a human farm that they got going. But they can make these changes at levels in our environment that can murder a whole bunch of people. And there's nothing you can say about it. This is why corporations can't have secrets. Governments can't have them either. Hey, Wilhelmina got here late. Why are you here late? Put you on blast, coming in late to class. What's wrong with you? We trying to save the world, girl. You over there trying to sleep. I don't know who I'm talking to. Hey, Wilhelmina, I don't know. It might be a guy, girl. It doesn't really. You know, it's about 32 genders. It doesn't really matter no more. 64, how many of them are? And none of that matters. Another thing, why would you fight with somebody over there, their gender? That's another good one. Why would you fight with somebody? You're a boy. Why would I give you drugs? I'm going to make you a girl. You play with dolls. You must be this. What the hell is wrong with people? Leave poor people alone. We don't know a damn thing about our bodies. We don't know a damn thing about this world. Stop fighting with poor people. Leave people alone. Attack your business class. Yes, you got to go after the people causing the problems, the root cause. It's like all day long I sit here and I yell and scream about people who are fighting things they can't change. Why would you fight something you can't change? The climate change because the climate's supposed to change. Damn it, that's how things work. All the secrets, that's all they have. If they, you know what, Ty, thank you. If they, I'm gonna turn it. Why is somebody calling me? Hold on. I got harp over here ringing. I can't think. Daggone thing ringing. Leave me alone. Anyway, what I saying? Mess up my train of thought. Daggone, I like Chris. Mess me like Chris. Y'all see Chris' video? He had his son. Oh, I love his son. His son was fighting like, Daddy! Daddy! Chris was trying to make a video, and his son climbed on his back. Daddy! Daddy! He's climbing on his head, sticking his fingers in his ear and his nose. Ah, Daddy! You're not going to talk. Chris like, we got to save the world. He's like, Daddy! Oh, I hurt my stomach. Hold on. Oh, you gotta love kids to death. You gotta love to death. But anyway, try to save the world. People jumping on your neck. Investigate the Quigley formula. Oh, I don't know what that is, Mary. Give me a link. Send me something. I'd love to look into it. I don't know anything about the Quigley formula. They own a charter number. They are not a true government. Oh, yeah. Jeannie, you're talking about the Admiralty laws. Damn it. Somebody called Jessica Donnell. Where y'all at? Damn it. Y'all supposed to be coming on the show. Tell people about what's going on. You know what I mean? We need to know. We need to know how to get out of the Admiralty laws. We need to know how to get away from the United States Corporation of the Earth, of the universe. And we need to know how to go back to a time when you had the government with the biggest military actually be run by its people. And this is one of my big arguments with Democrats and Republicans. This is my bigger. If you are a Democrat, Republican, raise your hand. I'm talking to you right now. Raise your hand. Do the Trump hand. Put the Trump hand up. You don't control your party. They don't care about you. They don't like you. You are just a warm body in the matrix they use to make whatever they want to make. They play you. They lie to you. They make you look stupid and they take your integrity. The Democrats and the Republicans are the same exact party, okay? You don't control them. All you're doing is you give our U.S. military over to the control of banks and corporations to murder people all over this planet, not give a damn with the rape and the destabilization, the regime changes, and the problems that occur. Stop it. You're not helping. You are perpetuating every problem we have. I know they pissed off at me. They're like, yeah, you're talking about, I'm not, but the Democrats, we're going to save something. No, you're not. You're not going to, for my tie fit, you're not going to say nothing, baby. You're not going to say nothing. You're not, it's too late. They never saved anything. What they say? What the Democrats say? They say nothing. They said they caused all the problems. What the Republicans say? They say nothing. They caused, you don't control these people. And so this is the biggest spit I have with these groups is they act like they actually control something when they don't. They're getting millions of people murdered all over this planet. You don't control, you don't even know who your government is. You don't even know who's behind your government. You don't know who funds your government. If you don't even know these things, why in the world would you keep voting for them? And it's not a ploy for a third party. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the people that you want me to vote for, you don't control. They are murderers, they are rapers, they are war criminals, and they all need a place in prison, if not the hottest place in hell, if hell exists for my atheist friends. That's where they belong. We need to talk about real solutions. If Republic, anything is in any solution you have, it's not a solution. It's a perpetuation of more problems. All they do is talk about mid-tier side effects, and they never go down to the root cause of the problem, because their job is to get you to not talk about the root cause of these problems. Their job is to continue mass shootings happening. Their job is to continue the wars. Their job is to keep spraying the skies. Their job is to do everything corporations want them to do so the corporations can make a lot of money. They have no control over themselves. I'm not saying that your leaders and your political parties are evil. I'm just saying they don't control what happens in the world. They don't control any of it. Let's stop pretending. Let's act like we're adults and accept the fact, the cold, hard fact. They don't run our country. Right? So let's get that. Okay, but that's my biggest spit. For the first time in the history of the human race, we have a government with the biggest military, and it's designed to be run by the people. If the American people grew the hell up tomorrow, we actually could make world peace all over the world. We could shut down all of this dumb, ignorant war crap everywhere. Everywhere. This is the first time on this planet that this has ever happened. Ever. From the Romans to the Huns to all of these massive, massive empires. We have a military. We could say we're done with war. We're done. Everybody shut it down now. We're finished with this. You will not make any war anywhere ever. You will not make money off of child sex slavery and all the crap that these governments. We could do that tomorrow. But people have to grow up first. People have to stop believing in Santa Claus, stop believing in the Easter Bunny, stop believing in the Republicans, stop believing in the Pied Piper, stop believing in the Democrats, stop believing in all of these fantasy things that just simply are not true. We actually could fix the world tomorrow if we were smart enough. We could fix the world tomorrow if we had more love for our neighbor than we do for our egos to beat a flat earther down in a discussion, to beat somebody else down, oh, I'm right, I proved another poor person was wrong. Ha, 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 I'm such a big guy. I don't know what I'm gonna do with y'all. I love y'all to death. That's what I'm gonna do with y'all. You just gotta love people, even the people who don't get it. They're gonna die with us. We all gonna die together. But you know what? It's gonna be a funny end of the world. It's gonna be hilarious. You got some funny friends with you. You can't make this stuff up. We actually have the ability to fix everything. And people taking selfies. I had to take my selfie every day. I take my selfie with my kids. I had to do my millennial selfie, like, ah! My kids are pissed out like, Dad, don't do that. Dad, that's not cool, man. Dad, hey, Dad, stop. They take me out of this. I'm like, I'm your father, damn it. You could be in my selfie. I say you're going to be in myself. All right, all right. I'm the last couple comments. I'm running out. It's hot. Y'all getting hot in here. Whew. They don't care about us. We're useful, useless idiots. Yes, Sandra, they are. We generate their power. We promote their narratives. We keep spitting out their talking points. We keep pushing ridiculous, horrible, horrible things so they can go do more horrible things. They don't care. We're useful idiots. Thank you, brother Shane. Well said. I'm not sure if it was well said. Half time I didn't know what I say, brother. I just drink some coffee and just my vomit. It just started flying out my mouth. I don't know what's going on. I give up. I'll come back later and watch the playback. All right, brother Adam, you have a good one on the plantation, brother. We can't move forward based in lies. The truth shall set you free. Thank you, Crystal. And that's always the point. It's always the point. The facts always defend themselves. You don't actually have to debate. The truth will fix the world. The truth will fix things the right way. But you got to use your critical thought. You got to support the facts. You also have to promote the truth. What goes viral is what we make go viral. And right now, you know, Hollywood selfies shouldn't be viral. Right now, Stormy Daniels, that should not be viral. We don't care. I didn't care when Clinton did his thing, right? What was her name? Lewinsky, Monica Lewinsky? Who cares? Why does anybody care about this? This is stupid. Don't click on it, don't like it, and don't share it. Share something that's important. Share anything that's franking something. Share pseudoscience. Share things that get people to talking about the important things. Share about Yemen. Share about Gaza. Share about things that are actually important where people are dying. That is significantly important if the people who are killing them are the ones who want to talk about Stormy Daniels and Monica Lewinsky. Let that mess go. All right, let me see. We can create now, not later. Yes, Lee, thank you. We have a chance to do this, right? We can do this now. We either do it now or our kids are going to have to do it with violence later. That's the scary part. And that's the part that really sucks, right? We know we can stand down the United States Corporation of the world and these banks now peacefully just by backing away from their systems and not consenting, right? Or our kids got to do it with violence later. Think about that. Think about, you know how people like to say, Brother Lee, they like to say, I would do anything for my kids. I would do anything for my kids. I love the kids. I love the kids. Kids, every time some kids getting the chemical weapons or whatever, yeah, the kids being attacked, we need to go murder a bunch of people for the kids, except for the fact that the people who actually start the attack were the ones who did the chemical attack. Outside of that fact, everybody wants to do something for the kids. How about you stand down your government peacefully so they don't have to do it with violence later? How about you do that for the kids? I think that's a good thing to do for the kids. Political groups are smoke screens. All are controlled by the same devils. Thank you, Tanya. Spot on. They always are. We know. I'm sorry. I saw somebody come in the room. I'm not going to say anything. Hey, Amy. How you doing, Amy? Hi, Amy. Everybody say hi to Amy. Everybody say hey, Snow. All right, inside joke. I'm not saying that. Got my pitchfork ready, waiting for a few million more. Yeah, get your pitchfork and use it in the garden. And when you're done with it in the garden, do what farmers always did else time. Use it on the government. That's what we need to get, some pitchforks and some torches, not tiki torches. That didn't work. They laughed at y'all. That was bad. You should have had some real torches, y'all. Real fire, not the little IKEA fire. You need to have a real fire. You some fire. Then we do. We need to do some tar and feathering. Thank you, Tanya. You sent my brain down the right place. We need to do some tar and feathering. We gotta hold our government accountable, or they're gonna continue to hold the world under their boots. We gotta hold them accountable. Gotta raise a government the same way you raise children. When they do something bad, you gotta correct them. If you don't correct them and you correct your neighbor because your neighbor didn't vote for them, something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with how your brain works. You know, you gotta step that up. We need useful information, news we can use. Yes, we do, Sandra. And that information, I think, is shared between us, right? You know, I get most of my news from my news feed, right? My news feed of my friends, not of Fox, CNN, NBC, and the people that are always lying, not these political party pages and websites that have always been lying to me. If I know now, Sandra, that they've always been lying to me, why would I continue to use them as a news source? Why is something really wrong with me? If you're just still lying to me, why would I? It's like you come home, you know, again, the vase is on the ground, busted. The kids, I know my kids always breaking stuff. They're not now, they're grown now, but they got mustaches and stuff. When they were kids, they'd break something, and you talk to the littlest one, he's still lying. I ain't touch it, Daddy. I didn't touch the vase. I wasn't nowhere near. And you know he's lying because he was eating chocolate and got chocolate on his hands. He's eating the brownie, and you can see the fingerprints of the brownie on the vase is chocolate. You know he's lying. Don't ask him again. Go ask the other kid. See if he'll lie to you. The one with some snot on his. Go ask the other one. Did your brother touch that? Because it looked like it's some chocolate on the vase, and he got a brownie in his hand. Did you eat it? You know, unless he got some chocolate on his fingers too. I don't know. It makes no sense to me. Why would you keep using news sources that are lying? We got to be smarter than this. I know we're smarter than this. All right, last couple comments. That's the truth. Keep saying it. Thank you, Brother Lee. And I don't know that we are having significant change, but I know we are having change. And I know that because of the censorship. They're shutting people down left, right, and center. In fact, the guy, and I'm gonna say Frankenskies again, watch Frankenskies. I posted the link on my page. You can get it on YouTube. You can watch the whole thing. Before you make your decision up on whether or not a government that's always been trying to modify the weather now has the money and millions of voters that are screaming climate change behind them will actually modify the weather. Before you make up your decision, just watch the documentary. And what I loved about the brother who did it, outside the fact that he was censored the hell off of Facebook and YouTube, and so he has his own website. I forgot the name of his web. What is it called? Actualactivist.com, I think it's called, or activistactual, something like that. But the thing that I love about the brother is most of the whole beginnings of the documentary, it's just your leaders. That's all it is. It's just Democrats and Republicans. It's your leaders talking about modifying the weather, going back to Lyndon Johnson and before. And then it ends up in just explaining what's happening today. So the idea that they gave up on that project is nonsensical. They do what they always do. Let me see. Above is a link to de-escalate. I don't know what that is, where Washington State got rid of their police brutality and shooting, collected mass signatures, and changed the law this March. This is important. Okay, Margaret, thank you. I will take a look at that. And we know that's huge. That's huge, right? Police brutality, you know. I know people say, oh, he's going to say something about it. I'm going to say something. Just give me a minute. I'll say my thing about police brutality. I'll be problem isn't the police. It's not the police. The police are the side effect. And I don't even know that initiative, but if it worked, when people get together and realize the problem is the laws and they change the laws, police brutality goes away. The problem is the laws. It's not the police. The police are a side effect. And even the few bad police that there are, they can't change their job. You can fire all of them you want. They're going to keep coming until you fix the society. Same problem with the mass shooters. It's the laws. You fix the society. If you fix the chemtrail laws and you tell them they can't put aluminum in every damn thing that screws up everybody's brains because it's a metal and in the think about this for me. I'm going to try to put in layman's terms. I'm going to try to, if you actually make it illegal for your government to modify the weather in any of these ways possible, think about it from a real simple perspective, and I'm gonna leave on this one. Your brain, you are an electrical creature, right? Your whole body operates on electricity and other things that we don't know. What does metal do? Ask yourself, what does metal do? Metal conducts electricity. Why in the world, let me show you, I'm gonna go back to this picture. I'm gonna go back to my Franken picture. If the human body is a machine and it is run precisely by electrical signals throughout all the cells, conversations of light, biophotons, that's another one. And so if your whole body works this way, this is how cells communicate and everything that's in your body happens. What do you think would happen if we actually were spraying metals that block solar energy, block light, and it gets in between those cells. What do you think's going to happen if we're spraying aluminum, or we're putting it in the food, or we're putting it in the vaccines, and you get it in your body and it blocks the electrical pathway because it is metal, or it connects multiple cells together that aren't supposed to be connected together because they're metal? What happens when you put this prolifically in your society and we take all of that into our bodies? Frankenstein, that's what happens. Frankenstein. We don't want to be Frankenstein people. We need to stop these experiments in the general public. That's what it's all about. It's not about chemtrails, and it's not about it's not about GMOs, it's not about pesticide. It's about the fact that we continue to let our governments experiment on us. The same governments who gave what was syphilis, you know, in those experiments, the same governments that have always been spraying their people, who actually don't care about human life, and people are still clapping for them. Still too many adults doing this. There's still too many adults who are fighting the poor, not the power. Too many adults who are raging against their neighbor, not the machine. And we got to grow up and drop this stuff. So anyway, that was my promotion. Frankenskies, y'all need to watch it. Good brother did the documentary. He's got a great website. Go over to his website, watch the documentary, be safe, and come up with your plan for getting away from this nonsense. Stop repeating their talking points. Force the things to go viral that we need to be talking about. And stop fighting with other people who are victims of the things of what you're fighting against. It's Gerard, y'all have a good day. Love you to death.